Maplewood was the kind of town where nothing out of the ordinary ever really happened. It was small, quiet, the kind of place where neighbors knew each other by name, kids played outside until the streetlights buzzed on, and most folks didn't bother locking their doors. In one of those houses, tucked on a quiet street, lived the Sullivan family. On the second floor of their modest two-story home, two brothers, Daniel and Luke, shared a room. And more than just a room, they shared a bond that had been through more than most people would ever know. Daniel was the older one, 18, quiet, reliable, the kind of big brother who always picked up the pieces when Luke went too far. He had just gotten into college and was gearing up to leave at the end of summer. Luke was 15, wild, stubborn, full of energy. He looked up to Daniel, though he'd never admit it. Instead of saying it out loud, he showed it through constant teasing and little acts of rebellion. Their room had always been a mix of chaos and connection, arguing over space, trading turns on the game console, and whispering late-night dreams when the world was quiet. But lately, things had started to shift. Daniel had a girlfriend, Emily. She was 17, full of life, confident, and had become a big part of their family. Over time, she started staying over more often, even crashing in the brothers' room. Sometimes she'd sleep on the floor in a sleeping bag, other times curl up next to Daniel when the parents weren't looking. Luke acted annoyed, but truthfully, he liked having her around. Emily treated him like a real little brother, playful, teasing, but protective too. One hot summer night, when the air felt heavy and the ceiling fan barely made a difference, they were all in the room. Emily was lying on Daniel's bed, scrolling through her phone. Daniel was at the desk, finishing an assignment for an online class, and Luke was sprawled on his bed with his handheld game. "You guys seriously need a bigger room," Emily joked, stretching. Daniel smiled without turning. "Once I leave for college, Luke'll have all the space he wants." Luke grinned. "I'm turning this place into a gaming lair, or maybe a mini theater." Emily smirked. "Or you'll just never clean it and it'll look exactly the same." Luke threw a pillow at her. She caught it, laughing, and tossed it back. The clock said 1:14 a.m. when they first heard it. Creak. Emily sat up. "Did you hear that?" Daniel looked at her, then at Luke. "Probably just the house settling." But then it came again, closer. Luke swallowed hard. "Daniel, that came from the closet." The door was slightly ajar, like always, but tonight something about it felt off. Daniel turned on his phone flashlight and aimed it at the closet. Nothing. Emily frowned. That was definitely something. Daniel walked over, hesitated for a second, then pulled the door open. "See? Nothing." But then something moved. Luke shot upright. "Nope, that was real." Emily clutched Daniel's arm. "Daniel, get back." The flashlight flickered, just long enough to catch a glimpse of someone crouched in the corner. A man, hidden in the shadows. Daniel froze. So did Emily. Then, the man lunged. Daniel slammed the door shut and threw his weight against it. "Luke, go get Dad!" Luke didn't move. He was frozen, eyes wide, locked on the door as it shook from the other side. "Luke!" Daniel shouted again. This time, Emily grabbed his wrist. "Go!" Luke snapped out of it and bolted down the hall. Daniel held the door as hard as he could, heart pounding. Someone, was pushing from the other side, clawing. Emily grabbed a chair and jammed it under the doorknob. "That should hold!" Seconds felt like hours. Then, heavy footsteps. Their dad. "Daniel, move!" Daniel jumped back as his dad burst in, baseball bat in hand. The man tried to run, but it was too late. Their dad tackled him and pinned him down. Their mom called the police. They came quickly. Turns out the man was a stranger. He had broken in through an unlocked window downstairs and had been hiding in the closet for hours. Just waiting. That thought alone sent chills through all of them. After that night, the room, their safe little world, felt different. Something had changed. Luke couldn't sleep alone for weeks. Every night, he'd drag his blankets to Daniel's bed, insisting he wasn't scared, but clearly needing to be close. Emily stayed over even more after that. Just having her there made the nights feel a little less heavy. By the time summer ended, Daniel was packing up for college. On the day he left, he pulled Luke aside. "Hey, if you ever need me, no matter what, call. I'll be there. Always." For the first time, Luke didn't joke, didn't roll his eyes. He just nodded. Because some moments, some experiences, they don't just shake you, they bind you closer than ever before.